Okay, we're making pine tar soap today, ladies and gentlemen. So the first thing you want to do is get your oils melted down. Then you want to get your lye ready. You also want to get your pine tar ready. It's usually pretty thick stuff. So if you put it in a bowl and let it sit in some hot water, it becomes very easy to pour. Once your oils are melted, you add your pine tar. It'll be all dark looking like this. And then you want to take your stick blender and incorporate it to make sure that the pine tar is not sticking to the bottom of the pot. So this gets everything kind of moving around. And then we're going to go ahead and add our fragrance oil. Oh, excuse me, not my fragrance oil, my stearic acid. Fragrance oil you can throw in at any time, by the way, because pine tar, it thickens up so fast, you just have to kind of pre-mix all your ingredients. So we'll blend this up, and now we're going to add our lye. And as soon as the lye hits the water, it's going to start mixing with that stearic acid, and it's going to start to solidify almost instantly. There's a liquid layer here on the top. But when I start blending, you're going to see that the pine tar is just starting to thicken up right away. Okay? As you can see, there's a big lump of it there in the center. The best way to do this is to kind of, for the first couple minutes or the first 60 seconds, I would just stick blend like you normally would, but then I would switch to pulsing and I would switch to stirring. So you'll do like a pulse and stir, and this will break it up and get it to thicken like a normal soap batter. But this becomes thick very quickly. This is at normal speed, and it is just turning into a thick old mess. It usually takes anywhere from 2 minutes to 5 minutes for this to get thick enough to pour. And at some point, you'll just stop pulsing your stick blender and you'll just stir to incorporate all of your liquid oil ingredients together. That's the hard part. It's getting that to happen. You know, it's a tricky beast, this pine tar soap. But as you can see, we are almost ready. Just want to make sure we get all those little liquid bits incorporated. Look at that thing of beauty. It's been 2 minutes since I started mixing, so and you can see it's at trace right there. Once it's at trace, you need to move quickly because it's going to set up in the pan. If you don't, you just got to start pouring it out. When I pour it, you'll notice that it just gets kind of clumpy and lumpy. So you'll just smooth it out with your spatula, okay, as you go. So here we go. See, it's liquid there, but you can see it's really starting to thicken up. It's sitting on top of itself. So you gotta make sure you scrape it all out. And just get it all on there. I mean, it literally is the thickest, fastest moving soap I make. If you've never made this, make sure you just have all your ingredients ready to go. Make sure your molds are lined and ready, because you just won't have time to fix mistakes with this particular batch. So, you know, good times. Okay, so I think I've got all that scraped out now. Looks like it. So now I'm just going to set this pot aside, and I'm going to take my spatula and just smooth out the top. Scrape any excess back in. Let's make it look pretty. I've got one done behind it, you can see. So, and then I spritz the tops with rubbing alcohol so that they don't develop any soda ash. And that's it. Pine tar soap. Good times.